Volkswagen. Who would have thought that when the dust settled, in a world gone mad with SUVs and crossovers, that we would have three cool weapons to choose from? The Jetta GLI, the GTI, or the hellacious Golf R. So the Jetta GLI comes in as the least expensive base price of the trio at about $26,500 for the S model. You have the standard 2-liter turbo with a 228 horsepower, and it's going to give you 25 city and 33 highway. You'll get these really nice 18-inch wheels along with the package. You'll also have a standard analog gauges and cloth seats, and a host of other safety features. Now, going from the S to the Autobahn, it's going to run you about $30,000, but you'll get things like a digital cockpit, leather seating, adaptive chassis control, with a standard 6-speed manual. Now, moving up to the 7-speed DSG will run you about $800 whether you go with the S or the Autobahn edition. So the only problem with the GLI is in fact the Subaru WRX. You can get a WRX for about $28,000. You get standard all-wheel drive, available in a manual or an automatic. You have that, classic boxer growl engine like a, West Highland Terrier on a ham bone. And it has that rally bred feel to it. But it doesn't have the refinement that a lot of the German cars have. And Volkswagen has really tweaked their car over the years. The GLI and the GTI and the Golf R, they have just been tweaking those cars and making them better and better, and their fit and finish better and better. And if you're a Volkswagen owner, you know what I'm talking about. In fact, I don't even know if you really need an Audi anymore. They've just made the Volkswagen brand so much better over the years. So you have the GTI, which is in its final phase. It's going to be coming out with a new one soon. The Golf R is done for 2019, so there are several leftovers on lots in 2020 I found, especially in this current pandemic environment. So you might be able to score a pretty good deal on one if you're looking for one. Now, a little while back, I did do a review on a Golf R, and everyone came at me with pitchforks and torches because I may or may not have suggested you could buy something else for about $40,000. But that doesn't mean I don't love the Golf R. It's impossible not to love the Golf R. It's just a fantastic car. So, join me while I do a tour on the GTI and the Golf R. So there are 3 different trim levels available. You have the base price of $29,000, which starts with the S, and you get a standard sports suspension with your different driving modes, a standard 18-inch wheel with 13.4-inch ventilated discs up front and 12.4s in the rear. You have a ton of safety with this car, including pedestrian alert and rear camera and intelligent crash response system, which in the event of a crash and airbag deployment, you're probably disoriented. No problem. The car will turn off the fuel pump, open the doors, and turn on your hazards for you. Now, moving up to the SE will set you back about $32,500, and you'll get things like a panoramic roof and leather seating and an 8-inch display versus the standard 6.5. Now, stepping up to the Autobahn edition, which is the top trim level, it's about $37,000, and you'll upgrade to an adaptive chassis control, an 8-inch touchscreen with navigation, and performance meters. The only trouble with spending at $37,000 is you are really close to Golf R territory. Now, as we make our way to the Autobahn edition, you still get analog gauge clusters with your informational display, all your connectivity on your steering wheel that's flat-bottomed. You have these nice finishes in the center stack with your Golf stick shift there. Everything flows very nicely with your polished e-brake. You have your different driving modes around your stick shift as well there. You have this beautiful padded armrest that feels really good. A little bit of storage in the bottom. Of course, you have that red contrast stitching on the armrest, as well as the e-brake boot, and it runs right down the leather interior bolsters. You have LED lights everywhere, and the quality of materials is just phenomenal. As we make our way to the back seat, You have all the materials that carry over to the back. I had the front adjusted for a 6-foot adult. It was a little bit of a squeeze, but I actually had plenty of room. You do have vents for your rear passengers, which is kind of unusual in this class of car. You have your LED lighting, along with a center armrest that's nicely padded with 2 cup holders. And of course your seats fold down 60/40. Trunk groom is efficient with your donut in the bottom and a power outlet. I like that you get a nice padded armrest with the red contrast stitching in the rear as well. An adjustable headrest. You get a manual seat for the passenger side. Glove box is a good size with a light. And of course you have your CD player and your SD card slots. I like that they still offer that. Overall, I like the Autobahn edition. I just feel by the time you spend 37 grand, you might want to look into a Golf R. Just an impressive, class-leading hot hatch. So the Golf R is a grocery getter supercar that's practical enough to convince your significant other that you need one and surprise your competition after you drop your kids off at soccer practice. In fact, you get a 19-inch wheel, quad-tip dual exhaust, and matching all-wheel drive with an adaptive dampers in your different driving modes, and you'll get loads of grip in the twisties. You'll get a different front fascia with its proper R badging, and that's all just on the outside. Now it's powered by a 2-liter, which has 288 horsepower and 280 foot-pounds of torque, matched to a 6-speed manual or 7-speed DSG. And although many will tell you that the 7-speed DSG is quicker shifting, purists will enjoy driving a 6-speed manual with this. And you're going to still get 21 mile per gallon city and 29 highway. That's going to give you a 0 to 60 time of about 5 flat for about $41,000. So as we make our way to the interior, you're greeted with all the nice touches that you see in the Autobahn edition. You have your specific pedals. You do have nice bolsters and lumbar support on your seat. It is a specific seat to the R. You have your digital cockpit, which is only available on the R edition. And of course, you have your performance monitor in the center stack. It comes with your navigation and everything else. Same things that the Autobahn edition has. You have your specific manual stick shift. It doesn't have the Golf like it does in the GTI, but that's okay. You have 2 cup holders, along with an electronic parking brake in this model, and your auto hold function. You have a little bit of storage there with your USB port. You have a start-stop button with your different driving modes and your traction control right around the stick shift. You have this beautiful seat that's specific to the R with the R logo and its perforation. As we make our way to the back seat, all the materials carry over. Alright, the front is adjusted for a 6-foot adult, and as you can see, I still have room for my knees. And you have vents for your passengers. And it's all pretty much the same as the Autobahn. You have your center armrest with its cup holders. And you pass through to the trunk. That they all have that. And of course your LED lights up top. You do not have a spare donut on this model. You have the sub for your Fender audio system. You have a power outlet, of course. You have a 60-40 split. It surprisingly folds pretty flat with your adjustable headrest. You have illuminated door sills that are specific to the R. You have all your manuals in a nice case. It's got some white contrast stitching for your infotainment, your owner's manual, and of course your warranty information. And it's got the Volkswagen logo. And you have your CD player with your 2 SD slots. Just as the Autobahn edition, this is just a phenomenal car. Fit and finish. I'm sure gonna miss it. I sure hope they bring it back. With automotive manufacturers finding more and more buyers gravitating toward larger crossovers and finding better profitability, it's becoming more evident that fun, affordable cars are becoming a thing of the past. For this reason, I've never found so much respect for a manufacturer like Volkswagen, soldiering on with the GTI, the GLI, and the Golf R. Now, if we could only just bring the Scirocco R. Thanks for watching.